Good morning, everyone. We are the first group, and as part of our project in ICT 223 Systems Administration, we are going to demonstrate to you today on how to create a web page. I, Adelpha El Toro, together with Miss Christy Avelina, will be the moderator for this said demonstration. Mr. Rogendi Charcos will be the one who will navigate the Ubuntu server for this demonstration, while Sir Mejio Junior Gonzalez will do the recording for the whole duration of this demonstration. So first, we are going to use the Ubuntu, and we'll be using the Ubuntu desktop. So right now, we are going to install the Nginx in our Ubuntu desktop. So let's type sudo apt update. So the uh, Nginx is now installing.
Ya, ini kayak internet.
So the uh, so we have already installed the Nginx.
So this time, we, right. So this time, we're going to modify the default index file. Right. So the command here is cd space var space www space slash html. Right. So after this one, we're going to type sudo cp space index dot nginx dash debian dot html. Right. So after this, we're going to install Vim. We are going to type sudo apt space install space Vim. Right. So after installing the Vim, we're going to edit the HTML file. Right. So to edit, let's type sudo vim space index dot nginx dash debian dot html. Right, so this time, Sir Roy is modifying the HTML code. Right, so after this, we're going to modify the firewall. Let's type sudo space ufw space allow space http. Right, so now let's also type sudo space ufw space allow space https. Right, so now let's go back here sa root directory. Right, so after this, we are now restarting the Nginx. So let's type sudo systemctl space restart space Nginx. Right, so now let's install certboot. Let's type sudo space apt space install certboot space python 3 dash certboot dash Nginx. Right. So after this one, we have to check a few things in our Nginx configuration file to make sure that the certificate installation goes smoothly. Right, so now let's make a copy of our original default file. Let's type sudo space cp space slash etc slash nginx slash sites dash available slash default space slash etc slash nginx slash sites dash available dash default. 0. Right, so after this one, we're going to edit the file. Now let's type sudo space vim space slash etc slash nginx slash sites dash available slash default. Right, so now to find the line that says the server name and replace the underscore with our site name. So our server name is systemadmin.com. After this, we're going to run a quick test of the Nginx configuration to make sure it's all good. Right, so let's have a quick run, a quick test. So let's type sudo space nginx space dash t. Right, so in this part, we should receive output similar to the following. Right. So here, we can see that the test is successful. So this time, we're going to reload. Now let's type sudo space systemctl space reload space nginx. Right, so this time, Ma'am Adelpha will help us to moderate and Sir Roy to navigate to configure the firewall. Ma'am?
So in order to configure the firewall, we have to check the status by typing sudo space ufw space status. So the next is sudo space allow apostrophe nginx space full. Then we have to check the status again by typing sudo ufw space status. In order to make sure that we are following the line, we have type nginx full. So with this, we make sure nga the highlighted uh, parts that are found in the Ubuntu server are present, like the nginx full. The highlighted part is the nginx full, allow, and anywhere.
Okay, now so let's go proceed in creating and obtaining SSL certificate. So first, we will install Apache. Let's type sudo space apt space update. So after this, we're going to type sudo space apt space install space apache 2. So and finally, if we have a UFW firewall set up, let's open let's open up the HTTP and HTTPS ports. Now let's type sudo space UFW space allow space apostrophe Apache space full apostrophe. Right. So before we can use any SSL certificates, we have first to enable mod underscore SSL. So it's an Apache module that provides support for SSL encryption. So to enable this one, let's type sudo space a2 nmod space SSL. Right. So let's restart Apache to activate the module. Now let's type sudo space systemctl space restart space Apache 2. Right. So this time we're going to create the SSL certificate. Right. So now that Apache is ready to use encryption, we can move on to generating a new SSL certificate. Now, the certificate will store some basic information about our site and will be accompanied by a key file that allows the server to securely handle encrypted data. Now, we can create the SSL key and certificate files with the OpenSSL command. Now, let's type sudo space OpenSSL space REQ space dash X 509. Right. So dash 5 or X509. And then space dash nodes space dash days space 365 space dash new key space RSA colon 2048 space dash key out space slash etc slash ssl slash private slash apache dash self signed with ed self signed dot key space dash out space slash etc slash ssl slash certs. 2048 slash 2048 slash key out space slash etc slash ssl slash private slash apache dash self signed with ed self signed dot key space dash out space slash etc slash ssl slash etc slash ssl slash private slash apache dash self signed dot key space dash out space slash etc slash ssl slash Apache. Yun, sir. Slash Apache dash self-signed dot CRT. Yes, sir. CRT. Uh-uh. Right. So after this one, the entirety of the prompts will look like something like this. Right. So as we can see, it will prompt the country name, the state or province name, the locality name, the organization name. We also have organizational unit name, common name, and email address. Right. So after those things, we're going to configure Apache to use SSL. So to open a new file in this directory, we're going to open or type sudo space nano space slash etc slash apache 2 slash sites dash available slash systemadmin.com dot conf. Right. So this time, we are going to put a code to configure um, this or to configure the SSL. Right. So be sure to update the server name. So our server name is system admin. Now, we make sure to update this one, but however, that we intend to address to our server. So this can be a host name, full domain name, or an IP address. So the remaining lines specify a document root directory to serve files from, and the SSL options needed to point Apache to our newly created certificate and key. So now let's create our document root and put an HTML file in just for testing purposes. Right, so now let's type sudo space mkdir space /var /www systemadmin.com. After this, we're going to open a new HTML file with our text editor. Let's type sudo space nano space /var /www systemadmin.com space or /index.html. Now let's type the code. Um, so let's type this code to make sure that it works. Now we need to enable the configuration file with the A2EN site tool. Now let's type sudo Great, let's continue. Let's type sudo space A2EN. Gini. Okay, so after this, we need to enable the configuration file with the A2 ENSite tool. Now let's type sudo sudo space A2 ENSite space systemadmin.com dot conf. Right, so to activate the new configuration, we need to run systemctl or sudo. Now let's type sudo systemctl space reload space apache 2. Systemctl kani. Go!